So I haven't made very many new videos lately because I've been busy um, at college and stuff like that. But I also haven't gotten many new machines because I'm trying to downsize. But I thought I would do a quick overview of my collection since I haven't done one in a couple of months. So we'll get started now with my Sunbeam Challenger that I got at a thrift store a few days ago. Needs the hose, but I have a collector who's going to get one for me that he has in storage. And this one, for its age, it's actually in really, really good shape. It has all the attachments. It has a lot of airflow because it has a land motor in it. So it's kind of an odd vacuum. You can tell it's from late 60s, early 70s just by looking at it. You can see all that floral decor on it, but it's a neat little vacuum. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I couldn't pass up on it because of the fact that it's just so unusual. My E2 Rainbow still have to get a set of attachments and manual for it, but I still like to use this machine as like my once in a while deep clean machine. I like to use this machine in my bedroom when I want to just give it a real good clean, especially when I'm about to leave to go back to school. And that was made in 2012. My 99 Lightning, I've had this for many years. It was a 13th birthday present from my grandmother. And I have a new old stock power head I just ordered on eBay, as well as this floor nozzle new in box that I got at a vacuum shop. And that is a new old stock dustbin. This Thunder I got in a estate sale a year and a half ago. I repainted the Cyclone to make it silver to match the dustbin, which is also new old stock. And I got that in an estate sale, and it was refurbished, and that is the box that it came in. My Destiny Plus, I need to put a new belt on it. That was a 15th birthday present from my grandmother. And I still use it every once in a while. I printed the manual off for it, that's over there. So, next was my Thunder, and I still use that quite a lot. My friend fixed the lights for me because that was always a problem on these machines, and it's still running very well, although the motor will probably need to be serviced soon. And then my Phantom, friend also fixed the lights on that for me. I bought that from the original owner a few years ago, and I took the HEPA filter off because I just have the exhaust cap on there, because I don't need the HEPA filter on all of my Phantoms. My Vectron, my friend rebuilt the motor for me, and it actually has more power than the comparable Phantom. And it also cleans better because it has a stiffer brush roll. It uses a different brush roll than the other Phantom Thunder models. My Dry Tech, I don't use it very much just because I prefer using my steam vac, but it still runs very well. My PowerMate, I just got the power head for it a few months ago. It's not the original style power head, but it's close to the original. It's the right year and it's the right color, so it's pretty close. I do have the dusting brush and I lost it. I don't know where it went. My Eureka, I don't use it very much. I bought that vacuum brand new when I was 9 years old, and I don't want the motor to quit, so that's why I don't really use it very much, just because they weren't meant to last more than a couple of years. That's a Hoover. I'm going to sell that. It's a nice machine. I just don't have an interest in newer machines. That's the vacuum that my parents use when I'm away at school. It's a Kenmore. It was my grandmother's. I replaced the belt a few months ago. I'll probably have to do it again soon. And I'll probably put a new bag in it before I leave. The Airway 88, I got that a few years ago at an estate sale, and that is going to a collector. My Hoover Elite Cyclonic that I bought brand new when I was 12 years old, and that might be selling because I just don't use it very much. It's a good machine, I just don't have much of a use for it. My Wildcat, I got that from a guy who has a bunch of Phantoms about an hour and a half away from me. and I was able to get a brush roll for it out of a parts Wildcat that I got at a vacuum shop. So it's fully functional now. I don't have a complete set of tools for it, unfortunately. The Hoover Sovereign, that's going to a collector. I got that at a estate sale. I actually got that in a thrift store a few months ago. The cord rewinder doesn't work. The motor sounds pretty good though. My new inbox Phantom that I got off of eBay. It has been out of the box once, just to switch it on for about 30 seconds, and then it went right back in the box. This Eureka, which is actually even more rare than this Phantom, I got it at a vacuum shop, took it out of the box for a couple of minutes to switch it on, then I put it back in the box because I don't really want to use it just because they're hard to find parts for, and I wanted to keep it new just in case I wanted to resell it at some point. My Kirby and my Royal, they both need new belts, and that one came from my grandma's best friend, the 515. She was the original owner, and this came from a collector friend of mine. He did some work on it for me, and this Electrolux Model L I got from a friend of mine at school, and the motor needs to be completely rebuilt. Phantom Fury Special Edition, I got that from a collector. Phantom Fury Limited Edition, I bought that from the Vacuum Museum many years ago. The Crosswind, Phantom Crosswind 600 XL, I got that on eBay earlier this year. My Cyclone XT Phantom, I got that. A friend of mine picked that up at a vacuum shop for me when he was there. Compact Electra C9, I've done a lot of work on this machine. The power head motor was bad, so I had that replaced. It has a new exhaust cap, as you can see. New hose, because the hose that it came with was a non-electric hose. But this is one of my favorite canisters just because it has a lot of power. My Royal Deluxe, another one of my favorite canisters. The hose is ridiculously long, and the vacuum also has crazy amount of power. And it also needed a new hose and wand, so I spent a fortune on finding an almost new one on eBay, so I was lucky to get that. It was worth it though, because these machines are absolute monsters. Fairfax, when I got it, didn't have the wand or power head, so I got that separately. I prefer the earlier models because this is a kind of a weak power head. It's a Vesselwerk German power head. The earlier Eureka power heads and Hoover power heads were a lot more effective on carpeting, but that's no big deal. I have plenty of other machines that work just fine on carpeting. I like to use that to vacuum out other vacuums just because of the fact that it's a bag and I can just dump it out and take it out and put a new one in. I like to use that to clean out my Phantoms so I don't have to take my Phantoms outside all the time to dump them out. My Filter Queen Majestic 95X. I've had this for a few years now. I pulled the attachments off another Filter Queen I had to put them on this one, and that Filter Queen's long gone. So at least I have a set of tools, although they're not authentic. The original set of tools for this machine would have been a dark gray, not brown. But I don't care about the color as long as they fit on the machine. But I did recently get a new post-motor filter for it, which was long overdue to do because it was starting to disintegrate and it was kind of filled with carbon dust from the motor, so that needed to go. And a few years ago I also replaced the brush roll, which is actually a better brush roll than the one that was in it originally, so that's good. My Riccar Pristine, this is also like one of my nice vacuums. I don't use it a lot. I like to use it in my room because again, this vacuum has a really good filtration system, so it leaves the air feeling very nice and clean. I got this on Craigslist about a year and a half ago. I have the manual for it. It also has all the attachments that are kind of scattered, but it's a really good vacuum. Probably one of the best canisters I've ever used. So Taconi did a good job on that machine. So that's pretty much it as far as all my machines go, but I am going to post a video separately about this machine because I have not made a video on that one yet. So stay tuned for a video on my Sunbeam, and Happy New Year.